Some versions of you don't disappear. They just slowly stop showing up. And one day, you realize you haven't been that person for a long time. Not in a dramatic way, not like something was taken from you, just quietly, like something that used to feel natural, easy, effortless, now feels distant. I've been thinking about that lately. Not about who I am right now, but about who I used to be. The version of me that didn't overthink every decision. The version of me that said things without rehearsing them first. The version of me that felt lighter. And I keep wondering, what happened to that person? Because I don't remember choosing to let that part go. It didn't feel like a decision. It felt like something that happened slowly, quietly, over time. Maybe you felt that too. Not in one big moment, but in small ones. Choosing silence when you wanted to speak. Choosing comfort when you wanted to try. Choosing what was expected instead of what felt real. And none of those moments felt like you were losing yourself. At the time, they felt necessary. They felt responsible. They felt right. But somewhere along the way, something shifted. Not enough to notice right away, just enough to feel different. And sometimes, you don't even recognize yourself in small moments. The way you hesitate, the way you hold back, the way you choose silence, even when something inside you wants to speak. And when you look back now, you can see it. That there was a version of you that felt more like you than the one you are now. And maybe that realization hurts in a quiet way. Because there's no single moment you can point to and say, "That's when I lost it." It wasn't one moment. It was many. Small ones. Each time you chose to adapt instead of express. Each time you held back instead of showing up fully. Each time you told yourself, "This is just how life works." And maybe part of it is. Life does change you. It asks you to grow, to adjust, to become someone who can handle more. But somewhere in that process, you don't just grow. You start editing yourself, removing the parts that don't fit anymore. Not because they're wrong, but because they make life harder. The parts that feel too honest, too open, too different. And over time, you become a version of yourself that works, but doesn't feel whole. And maybe that's what you've been feeling. Not broken, just incomplete. Like something is missing. Not loudly, but enough for you to notice. A way of being, a way of feeling. A version of you that used to exist, but doesn't show up anymore. And maybe the fact that you can still feel that something is missing means it was never completely gone. Maybe it just hasn't had space to exist. Because when you're constantly adapting, constantly adjusting, constantly trying to fit into what's expected, there isn't much room left for what's natural, for what's real. And maybe that part of you has just been quiet. Not gone, just unheard. Maybe the question isn't what happened to who you used to be. Maybe it's, when did you start becoming someone you don't fully recognize? And maybe the hardest part isn't that you've changed. It's that you're still pretending. This version of you is the real one.